Hey guys, welcome back to Football Kings. I'm Kingsley and I'm my brother Andrew, and this is Football Kings. So, if you're new on the podcast, this is the podcast where we talk about football from different leagues and different competitions. It's Champions League, and it's been a crazy Champions League. Will I say crazy Champions League
Second
journey
round.
or
Yeah,
crazy Champions League crazy competition? Um, but finally, we're at the quarterfinals. Like the round of 16 just ended,
yeah.
and we obviously have the 8 teams going to the quarterfinals. In no particular order: Arsenal, Man City, Real Madrid, Bayern, Atletico Madrid, Dortmund, PSG, Barcelona.
Yeah.
Right, and so Arsenal faced Porto. It was a game that all up to the end it went to penalties for them to qualify, right? Even I didn't think Arsenal was going to go through. In my
I
mind,
had
Porto was going to go through
I
over
had
Arsenal. Yeah, but they managed, right? Even though Ateta was accused of insulting the other coaches, family members, and it
was
became a
that
whole
what he was
fight at the
accused of?
end. Yeah, it became a whole fight at the end. Like it was like, oh,
Because I
Ateta is.
told you he went to shake the guy and the guy just started speaking to him or something
Mm,
like that.
yeah, it became a whole. It was a whole crazy thing, and
Players
it
were
was. They were like, you
fighting.
go to your side, let me stay on my side. It was the whole thing, but I mean, Arsenal fans are happy they're in the quarterfinals. They barely made it through,
I'm
right?
happy for them. Yeah.
They barely made it through, right? At the end of the day, I'm still saying the same things, right? I still feel like, yes, I mean, this is Porto. They struggled, right? They kind of suffered a little bit to get there. It just makes me feel like when Arsenal play teams that are not good, right,
They
in their
struggle.
house,
Yeah.
it's just like, do you mean teams that are not good or teams that are good? Because
Um. Mm,
in my mind, the wins they've been getting, the
mm-hmm.
6-0, this oh, that oh, many wins. They are playing teams that are not playing at their best. I just feel like
But wait, point of correction. Photo in the no. I don't. You are
you
just
disagree.
putting down as now. You don't like them. You don't like Ateta.
No, 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 no. I
Okay,
like
but okay,
Arsenal.
let me say this thing.
Yeah.
Porto has always been a tough team in the Champions League. They are a tricky
Mm,
fixture.
mm-hmm.
They are tricky because they are from Portugal, and most of the time people tend to underrate them
Yeah.
because it's Portugal. But they forget that Porto in itself has they've won Champions League.
Yeah.
Arsenal does not have a Champions League,
Exactly. They have the
right?
experience. Yeah.
Not that I mean to insult anyone, but Porto has a Champions League, so they are not really a small team. People
Mm,
might term them small team, but it's more tricky to play against Porto than to say play against Real Madrid. Why? Because you know what Real Madrid is going to do. You know what Jude Bellingham is going to do. They are not hiding it. They are going to do what they are going to do.
yeah.
Porto, you don't know them.
Mm,
You don't know them. The
yeah.
person you even know might even be injured. They bring
Mm-hmm.
in somebody else and is doing the same thing that the other
Mm-hmm.
person was meant. So you don't know them. So
Yeah.
kudos to them for qualifying. Now, forget about the past, the present now. What was your reaction when okay, before we go into the draw, who was the person that surprised you? The people that did not make it in the quarterfinals, who surprised you?
The
Teams
team
that
that
didn't make it.
the
Yeah,
teams that didn't make it.
yeah. I think
Um,
for me it's Inter.
it's definitely Inter because obviously they were in the final last year
Yeah,
of the competition, and then for them not to get go far, yeah, it's kind of yeah. I would say Inter is the only big surprise because
yeah,
you think Inter would have gone ahead of Atletico Madrid, right?
yeah.
That also went to penalties, right? That also went to
That went
penalties,
to penalties.
and they
But
ultimately
but
lost.
Atletico is another tricky fixture.
Yeah, yeah,
Tough. They are
yeah.
tough.
And their coach is good.
Is
Is
the
that
is
guy?
year in year out the most paid coach in the world is Diego Simeone. So what are we talking about? So let's
He's
get right into it quickly.
mm-hmm,
Arsenal, first draw, first
mm-hmm,
quarterfinal draw. Arsenal. So let's go through. Arsenal Bayern Munich, first
mm-hmm,
quarterfinal. Second quarterfinal, Club Atletico de Madrid. That's Atletico Madrid.
mm-hmm.
Borussia Dortmund. Third
Yeah,
quarterfinal draw, Real Madrid versus Man City.
as expected in every
Fourth,
Champions League.
fourth, fourth quarter final draw, PSG versus Barcelona.
Hmm.
What are your thoughts on Arsenal versus Bayern Munich?
One thing I'll say about all the fixtures is they are tough, right? You can't look at any
Everything,
fixture. You can't look
everything
at
is
any
tough.
fixture and say this team is
This,
going to win,
yeah, yeah,
right? You
yeah,
can't really predict like that.
yeah,
But let's call it spade a spade. Yeah, Arsenal. with the Arsenal Bayern, let's
yeah.
say it as it is, bro. Like Arsenal, they should score as many goals as they can in Emirates. They should score 6, 5, 10 if possible. They should kill them because that's the only way they will survive is if they can score as
At
many goals
home,
in that at home. Because anything that makes them go to Bayern's house, hmm, you can see when Bayern played Lazio,
even
I mean,
even even Baka. I remember when they played Baka a long time ago when Baka beat them. Maybe I can't remember. Is it 4-0 3-0?
um,
I can't
and
remember.
yeah,
And they went
yeah,
to Bayern's house and
mhm,
Bayern battered them.
that's going to happen.
You
It's
think so?
going to happen. I'm telling you, like this is the thing, right? Okay, Arsenal they are playing very well. Let's say it as it is. Arsenal
Mm,
they are playing very well,
mm-hmm,
but I'm now beginning to feel like they don't have that one person
mm,
that that goals will come from. Do you get what I mean?
yeah,
Like as a team, they are good. As a team, they play well. As a team, they work well together. But
yeah,
who is the person you look to score you goals? If Saka doesn't, for example, in the Arsenal game versus Porto, right? Saka
mm.
wasn't really playing that well. He was
It
pretty
was
average
poor.
the whole
It
game,
was
right?
poor. They
Crosses
even
were not
said it was
well.
poor. Yeah.
Yeah, the crosses were not going well. The corners were not really. They were substandard. But at the end of the day, they were able to find a goal from Trossard, right? But is Trossard their consistent goal scorer? No, right? Trossard is not consistent, but Trossard will score. So I have no doubt that Arsenal will score Bayern. But the problem is that enough? Because Bayern is a team that has Hurricane. We all know who Hurricane is. Is it Raya against Hurricane?
And he
Is
knows
this Saliba
England.
that will stop
This is home.
Hurricane?
He's coming home.
He's coming home. Like this is something that Hurricane is one of the top strikers in the world, right? He's dangerous. So this is something I would say like they should score as many goals as they can. And
Mm.
one thing I know is like Arsenal is very defensive, so they will defend
So
very
that's the
well.
strategy you think Arteta would do.
That's a strategy I think they should employ. Not
Mm,
like sit back and defend all through. No, I'm
mm.
saying attack, but also keep up a very good defensive shape, like when they're out of possession, to make sure that they don't concede. Because anything that makes it like 1-1, 1-0, and you go to Bayern's house, you might most likely be knocked out because they will score. They will score. Bayern will dominate them. So I mean, I wish Arsenal the best. I hope because
Do
people have
you
been
do
saying
you really wish do you really wish as Arsenal fans have been critical of you, right?
I know,
I
but
have
I
some
wish
Arsenal fans that always comment in FA, follows our videos, shout
I,
out.
I I
You
actually do
it's
wish
always,
them
you
the
always been
best.
critical of Arsenal fans and
I
I'm
mean, no, I mean critical because this is the thing. I want people to say it as it is, right?
okay.
If you're not strong enough, you're not strong enough. If you're good, you're good,
So
right?
you feel so okay now something happened during the draw when they announced as a FC as in Arsenal FC, then they
Yeah.
said Bayern FC Bayern. They
Mm-hmm,
showed the people that came for Arsenal during the
mm-hmm,
Champions League draw,
mm-hmm.
right? And their face was not good at all. They were in shock, like, oh my god.
Because they would have
We,
because Arsenal would have been expecting like Dortmund or
their
like
their sporting
PSG.
director, the shock was not so good. But that said,
Mm,
I'm supportive of Arteta
hmm.
towards it because my coach is
You know,
useless. So I have to
You know
support
Tuku
him.
has you know Tuku has Champions League experience.
That's the only thing that fears me. In fact, he's as he saw Arsenal, he's rejoicing because this is
Yes.
the easiest fixture you can give him.
Hmm,
Even okay, apart from this fixture, the problem I even have is when they even survive. We'll talk about the next one, but when they even survive this Bayern Munich,
They are playing
they are
either
playing Real
Man City
Madrid or
or Man
Man
City.
City. So in Champions League, we technically have the strong side and the soft side.
Mhm.
Arsenal are in the strong side.
I think anything that makes Arsenal gets to the final, they will win Champions
They
League.
will win it because they've come
Mhm.
through.
Because they've come through this tough
You cannot
side.
come through Bayern and come through a Real Madrid or Man City and not win
Yeah,
it.
and not win it. Anything that
No, no,
makes
no, no, no.
so the
Nobody. The other teams will not be strong enough because they've passed
no,
through.
no. Anything that makes Arsenal get to the final, they will win Champions League. Right. Now with Arsenal get to the final, and the mark my words, Arsenal is not getting to that final. Anything that makes them pass this quarter final, they will be out in semi final. Because Man City, Real Madrid.
Kingsley, you see, from my experience of Champions League, there are
Mm,
so many years where we say, "Oh, this team is not just this," or
mm,
Arsenal, Bayern Munich. The whole world expects Bayern Munich to go through
mm-hmm,
simply because Arsenal is not good enough. But let me now reverse the script and say
mm-hmm.
something. Bayern Munich too have been struggling.
Yeah, because even
Good.
Leverkusen won them, right?
Little teams in Germany have been beating Bayern Munich. Yes,
True.
they've lost to teams in relegation zone. They've lost to so many people that you think would do well. Even when they met Leverkusen, they could not beat Leverkusen. So to me, come on, they played Lazio in the previous round, and Lazio got a win. I know their house is a strong fortress, but to me, I feel my own thinking is Arteta needs to behave like a matured person, matured coach. That's the
Mm.
only thing I need from him. All this schoolboy or university days behavior, he needs to drop it.
What do you mean, school?
Like all this jumping and those fighting with the referee and this.
Mm,
No, you are with the big boys now.
mm-hmm,
We're going to judge. You have Declan Rice in your midfield. You
mm.
have men. You have Saliba in that defense.
Yeah.
You have
Yeah,
Raya as a
there are people.
keeper. Raya is not
You,
bad.
you know the funny thing that the Porto's coach told Ateta?
What?
He said Ateta has a lot of talented players that he should focus on using the talented players to play better than they actually play
That's
right
what
now.
he told him, right?
That's what he told
Is that what he
Ateta.
told him in his ears?
He said he told Ateta to take his talented players and let them play better than they. I'm paraphrasing, but you have more talent that should be playing. You should be playing better
Better.
than you
That's
actually
what
play.
I'm saying. So
Mm,
he's actually right.
mm,
If I put Arsenal's what Arsenal has, they
mm,
should be able to match Bayern Munich. The only fear I have,
mm-hmm.
brother, the only fear that I have, like, if I'm an Arsenal fan right now, I'm having sleepless night. In my dream, it's like a horror movie. I just see Harry Kane rejoicing, or I see Harry Kane having a tapping. That's the only thing I have. Like,
I don't
Harry,
I don't see
Harry
it
Kane will
unless
score.
the only thing that will make Arsenal win is if
Yeah.
Bayern Munich underestimates them. That's the only thing that will make Arsenal win.
But me, I still feel Arsenal has a chance of going through. What I need from them in their house, compulsory, a clean sheet. If
And
they have
something
if they have two chances, score.
take it to
And
oh
don't be greedy. That's all.
that's it.
Close shop, right?
Yes.
Let's move on to the other one. Let's
Real
go to
Madrid
another
Man
Real Madrid, Borussia Dortmund. Off the bat, I think Dortmund is too weak for Atletico
Atletico
Madrid.
Madrid Dortmund. I mean Sancho has been balling, Sancho has been
Atletico is
balling.
going through. No, no,
Yeah. What?
because they are physical, they are
Mm-hmm.
more aggressive. They are like people that refuse to die. Like, you can't really kill them off. If you
Mm,
score Dortmund one goal, they've
mm-hmm.
collapsed already. They have
Mm.
collapsed already. So me, I'm feeling this is the only straightforward fixture we have in the quarterfinals. If you ask me to pick someone, even closing my eyes, I'll say Atletico is going through.
Obviously, they will definitely be
Do you
favorites
get?
in that fixture. Yeah, they will
Yeah.
definitely be favorites in that fixture.
So
I don't
that's
have
it.
much to say about that fixture, but yeah.
Another thing about Dortmund is they've been missing too many chances in front of goal.
Mm-hmm.
They are not confident. Atletico Madrid are more confident. Griezmann is there.
Ah,
They have,
Antoine Griezmann.
their strikers, their forward men are more fruitful,
Yeah,
right? So I
yeah,
feel
that's
Atletico. This is one I can predict. I feel they will go through. Arsenal, Bayern Munich. It depends on the fever and the weather. If as
yeah.
if Hurricane calls in sick, Bayern they are out. Calls in sick.
Everybody,
Master, my leg is paining me, or I have a fever or flu, they're out.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get?
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is Arsenal shouldn't be scared of Bayern Munich. They should
Yeah.
go. They should actually give it a
Play
proper go.
them.
You should
Play
actually
them.
play them, give it a proper
Yeah.
go,
Play
and
them.
maybe they might get something. But one thing I'll say is they win the game in their house. Anything that makes them go to Bayern Munich to try to
Without
get something
concluding, no, it's
without
over.
ending the game in the first leg is over
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Bayern Munich would really overwhelm them when they traveled and go over to Bayern's house. But obviously, let's talk about Real Madrid. Man City is expected. We always know that whoever those two will definitely meet. If they
The
don't meet in
only
quarter, they'll meet in semi.
the only kryptonite Man City fears is Real Madrid.
And I actually think that at this level, at this point, Madrid
Mm.
actually seem to be more informed than City. I don't
That's
know.
what I'm saying. The only
That's how I
kryptonite.
feel.
You see, if
Yeah,
Bayern met Real Madrid, I could say Bayern will remove Real Madrid. Do you get? Or even
I
another
don't think
team. But
so.
but you see, but you see, Man City. Ah, if there's anybody that can end their Champions League dream,
It's
it's Real
Madrid.
Madrid.
But also, Man City can also remove Real Madrid. Man City can also remove them
They
because.
can.
But the problem with this fixture is De Bruyne is not the same De Bruyne,
De
right?
Bruyne is even injured.
De Bruyne is injured with a groin injury, and he's
Yeah,
very leggy. He's not the same De
yeah.
Bruyne.
And you
The
have
way they
people
play,
that can run. You have a Bellingham in
yes,
the middle of the park. You have
exactly.
Cruz.
And they watch tapes. They've seen how Man City have been this season, right?
They
They
have been
they know
shaky.
how
Yeah.
to tackle Man City, right? They will not play out the back. Madrid plays a
Counter
type of
attack. It's
they
counter
play
attack.
they're fast. Madrid is
And it
really fast.
depends on the mood. They play
Yes,
football based on mood.
and you have somebody like Bellingham that is a good finisher. You have Vinicius, you have
Yeah,
Brahim, you
yeah,
have Rodrigo.
yeah,
These guys can score goals. So
yeah.
and also Ederson. I don't know if Ederson is going to be ready back in
When is
time.
the quarterfinal fixture?
I think it's like April 9th or something like that. So
It's
I don't know.
out. It's not
I don't know
ready. It's
if
out for
Ederson is not
1 month.
ready and it's Ortega, then I
They're
hope
out.
Ortega is a shorter keeper. So out of the box shots, he tends to struggle to catch those ones. So I think they'll really take target practice and try and shoot them out of the box.
But
So
but 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 the thing I always say is that if
mm,
you are playing first leg in the second leg in your house, you have a stronger chance of qualifying.
you do. And that's what Man City. This was what happened last Champions League, right?
That
They
not
had
even yeah, even no, the one they went out, it was the same thing where they
no,
went
the
to
one they went out, they had to go back to Madrid's house now. The one
no. Are you
No,
sure?
the Champions League that Madrid removed Man City. Didn't they
They
play the
came
first
to
leg?
their house that they scored 2-3-0 and they thought it was all over. They were relaxing. Then before you knew it, Real Madrid scored 1-2, 3-2. They were out.
Yeah, but Man City
That
came
was
to Madrid's house to play the second leg. Oh,
no, that was we need to check. I'll
yeah,
check. I'll
we
check.
need to check that. But
Yeah, yeah.
but yeah, they right now they definitely do have the advantage that Madrid just needs to draw at Etihad and they need to win in their house. That's basically what they need.
But let me
So
now tell you something. Do you know that Real Madrid doesn't have home and away? They are one of the teams that, in fact, they are likely to beat you in your home than in Bernabeu. Do you get? There's no so
I know.
don't bank on we went to Bernabeu and we drew 1-1.
It makes me remember the round of 16 last season when Liverpool played Real Madrid. Obviously, Liverpool was not in form, but then man, home and away, they beat us at Anfield, beat us in their house. It made no difference. So
That's what I'm telling.
I
So all
don't
this
even think they care about your crowd. They don't care
what
about
is
the
crowd?
noise. They will
They
silence your
love the
they
noise.
will silence your crowd. They don't care.
So that's the thing. For Real the only problem is that and why that's why Man City will struggle. First of all,
Mhm.
Man City even in the Premier League have not been able to beat top five teams.
Yes, they've not meant to be the big teams.
Top five teams on the table. They've not beaten them. How do you
Mm-mm.
beat Real Madrid? Real Madrid doesn't have home and away. They
Yeah,
will struggle. But I can't
tough.
really call this one
It'll be tough.
because I
It'll
know
be
it might even go down to penalties. This one I'm putting it down for penalties. And Man
yeah.
City in the Champions League, they've had an easy run.
Yeah, they have. They've had
So,
Copenhagen,
but
young boys.
forget
Like
about
what are
what
we?
they
Nah, this is where
are.
their Champions League starts.
That's
Now is
yeah,
where their Champions League starts.
yeah. And their
Um,
Champions League starts now for even for Real Madrid because Real Madrid too
they've had some
they've had it
easy.
fairly easy too.
No,
They
but
do
I would
not
say fairly
really,
they've
not really
it's been tough for them a
so
little bit
far.
because
Yeah,
they
yeah,
faced Napoli, right? They faced
yeah,
Napoli, so
yeah,
it's been a
yeah.
little tough, but definitely it was a ride for Man City. But
What
yeah,
of this
for
one? PSG, Barcelona. I feel like these are teams that are almost on the same level.
yeah, they're almost on the same level in terms of form.
Young teams. We're
Young
building
team,
from scratch.
yeah,
We
exactly. But the big difference is I
Mbappe.
think yeah, everybody says Mbappe, like Mbappe is a magician. I know Mbappe is very, very good. No, no
Mhm.
doubt. Mbappe is not a player that is silent in big games. He's not Haaland, right? No shade
Yeah,
to Haaland, but
yeah,
Mbappe is like really present in big games. He's really dangerous. You give him a little space with the
yeah.
ball, he can really hurt you, right? But I watched PSG collect beating when they went to Newcastle's house. Serious beating. They
Beating. So
lost
that's it. So
to Newcastle. They lost like 4-1. So what are we
PSG,
saying?
so PSG, they how do I say it now? They were not really convincing. They
Yes.
barely made it out of, but
You
you
barely
really
made
can't
it.
tell. Sometimes you can't tell, right? Teams
And
are barely make
I
it.
watched the game with Real
Yeah.
Sociedad. Real Sociedad had chances. They just could not convert.
Mm,
Real
yeah.
Sociedad were just not clinical enough, right? If not, they could have knocked
So
out PSG.
if you were to predict, who would you say would go through?
I would say in this fixture, I would say Barcelona are favorites in my
Barcelona.
own opinion.
Yeah,
Like
I think
Barcelona
so
have
too.
like lots of talent. Lamine Yamal has been really brilliant. The guy is really talented. He's really good, right? I heard PSG was trying to sign him for 200 million. Did you know that PSG was trying to sign Lamine Yamal for 200 million? He was going to be. I think they want to take him as their Mbappe replacement, literally,
Yeah,
because he's really at 16 years old. He's balling. He's a baller. Yes, and he causes a lot of havoc. So
yeah.
I
So,
really think
mm,
it will be a tough one. It will be a
okay.
tough
So
one.
quickly, what is your semi-final fixtures? What are you expecting? Let's go.
My prediction is it for the first
Yeah.
round or who is going to
First,
scale through
first semi-final. Who are you expecting to see?
to win?
To see, like, you just tell us your semi-final first
Oh,
leg.
semi-final. Okay, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So
Semi-final. Okay. Semi-final.
yeah. Between Arsenal and Bayern, who is going through?
Between Arsenal and Bayern, I say Bayern. Bayern going
Okay.
through. I
Between Real
say
Madrid,
Bayern,
Man City, who is going through?
Real Madrid, Man City. I will say Real Madrid.
Okay.
I see a Bayern Madrid
Okay, that's the
semi-final.
second final, second
Mhm.
semi-final anyway. So you are
Yeah.
seeing a Arsenal Real Madrid
No, I'm seeing a
semi-final.
Bayern Real Madrid.
Okay, Bayern Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Semi-final. Yeah.
Remember his road to London. Okay. Second, the first semi-final between Atletico and Borussia Dortmund. What you expecting to see?
I'm expecting to see Atletico Madrid. Yeah, I think I'm right.
What of
I'm struggling to see Dortmund go through. Yeah.
what of Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona?
I would say for the semi-finals, I'm expecting to see an Atletico Madrid Barcelona semi-final.
Okay. Quickly, my own predictions is road to London. The final.
Arsenal Man City.
I've looked at the final. An English team in the final, a Spanish team in the final. Let's go. Arsenal goes through versus Man City. Ateta meets his boss again in the semi-final. Two of
Mm,
them go head to head. One English team in the final. Second semi-final for me would be Barcelona Atletico, and
mm.
Atletico go through. So the final I'm expecting will probably be Man City Atletico Madrid and Atletico winning the Champions League,
Surprise. Yeah.
or
Mhm.
Arsenal Arsenal Barcelona.
Actually, do you know my final? My finals prediction of who will get to the final. I'm actually
Yeah.
expecting a Bayern Barcelona final. That's actually what I'm expecting. A Bayern Munich Barcelona final. That's what I'm
Okay.
expecting. Because I actually want Hurricane to win a trophy. It's about time
God.
to, to take the court away.
I mean, I want Ateta to
He
win
should
the
go.
trophy.
He should
It's
go and wash
about
his
time.
head.
It's
Hurricane needs to
about
go.
time.
They need to take Hurricane to the riverside. Let them wash his head
Wash him. Yeah.
because man, he needs a trophy. He needs a trophy, and
Yeah,
and I
that's it.
and I really want Bayern to win the Champions League because I really want him to get a trophy. He deserves it. He, he's a top player. So yeah.
Yeah. I think we've come to the end of our Champions League reaction. So if you are new to this podcast, we'll say you guys should subscribe, like, so that the YouTube algorithm keeps